Such a good boy, Bruno. I'm so proud of you. Good job. The e-collar training is working. Bruno. That's a good boy. Thank you. Good boy. Leave it here. Hey. Bruno, leave it. That's a good. Leave it. Good boy. Come on. Come on, Bruno. Come on. You look guilty. What are you guilty of? You're not supposed to have that? You're silly. Yep. That's not for Bruno, okay? Sorry. Not for you. Look at these two.
It's working. It's working.
It's working.
Well, it's a work in progress.
That's good puppies. Yes, sir.
Boy,
Good
it's
girl.
taken a long time to get to that.
Yeah. And guess what it took? That e-collar training.
Yep. I think it was a little twofold. I think Mr. Hercules taught him that he needs to respect big dogs. Nala's not quite as quick on her feet, so she can't really put him in his place the way that Herc can. And so she's not been able to keep him from jumping on her face and getting in her business. But that e-collar training, done properly, is doing awesome. In fact, he pretty much responds to just the tone.
Yeah.
Every time.
Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out.
Thanks.
Today is a special day. Everybody knows what today is. It's Kyle's birthday.
30?
He's turning 40.
Oh,
Just kidding.
wrong DOS brother.
That's true.
Happy birthday, old man.
Happy birthday, Chad.
38 years ago today, my poor mother had to deliver a 10+ pound me into the world. I feel really bad for her still.
Feel for your mother, yeah.
I hope she's over it.
38 years later, I'm sure she is.
I mean, she texted me a sweet happy birthday text and sang to me in it this morning. So I think she's forgiven me, and maybe she's forgotten how miserable that was. I don't know.
Hopefully.
So for my birthday, Shannon asked me yesterday, what do you want to do? You want to do anything special? You want to do anything fun? I was like, no. I just want to do as little as possible, or I just want to move at a slow pace, not feel pressure. I just want to do what I want.
You can do what you want. I did pick up steaks for him to grill for dinner for us tonight. So we are going to have a steak dinner tonight.
So I do need to go refill all the propane.
Yes.
Hey, Bob.
Off, Bruno.
We had too much faith in you. Now watch, I'm not going to shock him. I, in fact, didn't even have to hit it. This is just the tone. Bruno, off. Good, off. Good boy.
Good boy.
That's good boy. So there was
tell him,
no
Nala.
static correction there.
Good girl. Way to tell him. Bruno, off. Yeah, you got to stay out of her face, man. People don't like it when you get right in their face. I'm just saying.
So Brune Man and Miss Princess Nala are helping me celebrate right now.
That's good. He's starting to sit down.
That's a good boy, Bruno.
Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to do it, big guy.
She doesn't need you in her face.
I want to give her a kiss. Hey, Bruno, off.
Good girl, Nala. Way to tell him.
We're about 4 months and 1 week old, and he is doing awesome. Hey, most of the time. I mean, he's still a puppy.
I mean, you have to expect that a little bit.
I mean, who doesn't want to be Princess Nala's friend? I gotta admit, I can't blame the guy. What? What are we talking about?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're all over here. Nala's mohawk is up. She's like, what are you guys talking about?
So far, beautiful weather. I think the forecast today remains the same, so we shouldn't have any surprise showers. We've had all the rain, and not gonna complain. every time. Rain is good. It's just causing a mess down in the goat pen, and just when we make a little bit of progress on it drying up, it rains again, and it's holding water so bad. And so when we go and do the evening feeding, the mosquitoes, the flies, the bugs, I don't even know what all the bugs are.
It's bad. They're
so thick, you're almost chewing on them, and I am not making that up. And I come away with, I can't tell you how many mosquito bites every time. Excuse you. Hey, bud. I'm just hanging out with my Nala.
You know, look at the size difference for him being 4 months old and she's 11 years old.
Yeah.
I do think he's going to be a big dog. I don't think he's going to get bigger than Hercules, but I do think he's going to be probably about Nala's size, but more fit.
You know, I think he has potential to stand taller than Hercules. Where are you guys going? I think, you know, Herc's feet are massive, but I don't think he's quite joined the 100-pound club yet. He's real close, and I don't really know if he's going to. He's definitely stopped growing. He's done. He may fill out just a little bit more, but he's already so muscular. I mean, he's just everything about him. I mean, when you grab his quads and massage on him, you know, he's like, yeah, and he kind of flexes a little bit. Look at our herders. She's teaching little guy how to do it. She says, you just walk in a circle around him. Bruno, come on, don't mess with him. Good girl, Nala. Show him how to do it. Good boy, Bruno.
That's so adorable.
That's stinking hilarious. Bruno's like, when do we jump at him and chase him? Good girl, Nala. Way to show
some
Bruno.
Good puppies. Speaking of these puppies, I have to say, I'm pretty stinking proud of Bruno. The other day we were out here and we had just come down the hill and I was trying to get him back in the office and he stopped about halfway up the hill and I was like, here we go.
Where at? This hill right here?
That hill right there,
Boom.
before the burn pile. So I'm like calling him. He won't come off of it. And I'm watching and I'm like, he found something. What is he eating? Because he eats everything. You saw what he picked up this morning to chew on and he wasn't supposed to have. He just is curious. So I walk up the hill and guess what I found?
Let's go take a look.
Let's check it out.
Hey, by the way, if you guys have been with us a long time or you watch every video or most of the videos, you guys know that Princess Nala is spoiled. She gets whatever she wants. She's the best dog in the world, the best trained animal we have out here, and has been that way since the dawn of time and transitioned to the country with us. But she does suffer from some arthritis. She had torn her ACL, not just once, twice, 2 surgeries, back when she was younger, and so that has kind of caused the arthritis to be a little more severe. Long story short, around winter, I think it was when it was cold, we decided to really cut back on all table scraps. I mean, everything. And she had gotten a lot of table scraps over the years, so it's been a transition for her. Don't worry, she still gets treats, and because she says that cheese is on her food group,
It's on the food pyramid for her.
It's on her food pyramid, yeah, that thing. She might still get a little bit of cheese, but she's slimming. I know the girl's kind of thick.
And we do give her hip and joint treats daily too. So a lot of you have asked if we give her glucosamine or if we give her CBD, anything like that. Oh, you're drooling. It's hot out here, huh?
That's a good girl. Hey, bud.
Bruno, honey, leave her.
I'm shaking her hand. Hey, I think once you got one whiff, you know what it smells like. But she has slimmed down a bit, and we have noticed it helps her tremendously in her mobility and getting around. So if you've noticed and you see, hey, you know what? She has slimmed down a little bit. Throw a comment down below and let us know what you think. She loves
all the compliments she can get.
She loves the compliments. Shannon reads them all to her.
I do. He's so cute. He's just following her. This is adorable.
Back to Bruno earning his steak here at Shady Acres. The Guineas gave me a birthday present. A couple, actually.
Good. Bruno, do you want to show them what you found?
I'm not on camera, Mom. I'm a ninja.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Check this out, guys. I know I left it over here somewheres. Hey, leave it. Did you pick one up?
I don't think so.
Did you put those other 2 that were over here back in?
No.
Look, guys,
1,
Boom.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All 12 are still here, so
How do they do that?
maybe I pushed them over. I don't know, but I don't remember.
So we had the nest that was down there on the back
Leave
side
it.
of the camper.
Both of you, leave it.
Hey, leave it. Come off it. I'll beep you. I didn't even have to beep him. He's if I just leave it. Thank you for finding it, buddy. What a boy. Now we leave him alone, don't we? Your job is to find him and protect him, not to pick him up and carry him away like you did. He's a good boy. Good boy. So we had the nest down there behind the camper that we knew about, and we got up to like 40 plus eggs. One of the male guineas was laying on them, protecting them. The other guineas would sleep in a tree and watch, and that was like day after day.
Yeah.
I went on for weeks
Yeah.
until a raccoon wrecked the party. And so we noticed we put a camera down there. he's fighting the urge. Put a camera down there, the raccoon disturbed the nest. It flew the bird off the nest. And they quit laying there. They abandoned the eggs. We kept an eye on them. We kept counting them. They were not going up and up and up. And we've talked about this. We had a video, I don't know, multiple videos from then till now. We didn't know where they were laying. The ironic thing about this is, just a couple videos ago, this was the pile of brush that I moved up from over here on the other side of the office. I 100% caused that right there with my bucket. I pushed all this stuff right over that. My tractor tires went right over this. Well, that was just Friday.
Yeah.
When we discovered this, it was the 27th, 2 days ago. That was 3 days worth of time, and they had laid 12 eggs. They had to have done it after I moved the brush pile. Had to, because I would have smashed them. This wouldn't be here. But honestly, the birds have not spent much time up here. I think the day that Shannon and Bruno found them, they spent a little bit of time over here, but they've not been really protecting it. So.
Wait. And we had to move to the shade. Too hot in the sun.
Yeah, it was.
So the day that Bruno found the eggs, for one, he did take off with one. He was super curious and carried it all the way down to the office, and I didn't know he had it at first, but
He got a big mouth.
his mouth is so big you couldn't even see it in his mouth. It was super cute. So I actually ended up scrambling that one on the Blackstone for him and letting him taste test it because, you know, he already had it in his mouth. He loved it, by the way. But I did go ahead and mark the date on those eggs that we found. And we've been watching to see if they've added anything to it, and they haven't. So I got home from running some errands yesterday, and Kyle had a big surprise for me. Big surprise.
Yeah. So remember, those eggs we found on the 27th, and that was a dozen. And since then, like I said, the guineas have left it alone. They haven't laid any more. So I get all the goats and Hercules out yesterday. It was still really wet down in the pens, so I wanted to give them a very long grazing. And Mr. Hercules, our other amazingly trained dog, they're all great.
They really are so good. All three of them are great.
We just had to wait for some maturity, I think. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And we had to be consistent with our training.
Well, yeah.
When it finally starts to pay off, it's fantastic. But boy, you got to put the time in. Not complaining at all, because this is what you get from it. But Mr. Hercules comes over here, all the guineas, right here. Every single one of them, all 7, I counted them. But about 3 or 4 of them, this guy doesn't even know yet. About 3 or 4 of them were cuddled up right here. And one specifically was not moving. And we were getting a death stare from him. Because look at that. Now he was on it. In fact, Hercules was up here with me, and Herc does great with the birds. He leaves them alone. He honestly doesn't give them the time of day. They will go down in Goatville with him sometimes. They'll get in the pen. And so I think he knows, hey, I've got to protect these birds. But if you remember, one of our white turkeys, the meat birds, we had 2 toms. And one of them tried to cross Hercules one time and attack him, and that went poorly for that bird. Fortunately, I was close enough, I could stop him and rip all the feathers out of his mouth. So we were kind of nervous about that with the guineas, but they've been getting along great. Now, the one that was on the nest was not happy about Herc's presence. And when I first walked up, I wasn't sure there was eggs there. And so of course, Herc is kind of getting in there, getting close to him. He's not afraid. And that bird started to kind of stand up at him like he was going to start something. I saw it coming, and so fortunately Hercules listened. He came off it. I walked him away. He didn't come back to it. And the birds spent the next 30 minutes, maybe hour, by that nest. Gray actually went up in the tree over here and was watching and talking, and all 6 of the others were just down here kind of protecting it. Boy, it's like been now that I'm telling the whole story out, this has been like a guinea egg saga.
It is a guinea egg saga because we just said in the last video we didn't know where they were laying. We had no idea. So the other thing is we don't know where they're sleeping.
Well, that's what I was getting ready to say is we've now found the 2 nests.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? You might need to go check over there. He's either eating something, he may just be eating something. But yeah, we've got the 2 nests. I believe this one has, I counted about 24 eggs. Is that what you got last night, babe?
Oh, I can't remember.
I think that one's about 2 dozen.
What you eating?
Hey, bud.
Goat poop.
Nothing.
He's like, I found a honey hole of goat poo.
He looked right up at you like, he's like, I'm going to keep doing it.
He knows.
So we knew from their very first nest, we knew that the hens, we got 3, at least 3 hens. Sometimes I think there's 4, but I think there's only 3.
I think there's only 3.
Because Shannon thinks there's only 3 and a bug in my eye, I'm sure there's only 3. But we know that each of them were laying 1 egg per day, pretty much very consistently. From the time they started, it would go up by 3 eggs every day.
Yeah.
So then we started counting after the raccoon ran them off, changed the whole plan, and there were no more eggs. And that's been weeks and weeks. So they were either dropping individual eggs, we've been looking around, kind of just checking to see like they did when they first started laying, or we knew there had to be another nest or 2. I still think there's another nest out this direction. They spend a lot of time out there. The neighboring property was brush hogged maybe a month ago or so. And so it's a big open field pretty much with decently tall grass.
So I've been super curious about where these birds are sleeping because sometimes we hear them at night, but we don't always. So I told Kyle, I was like, let's go on a night walk. Let's go through the woods. Let's see if we can walk the tree line and just see if we can find the birds. Guys, we walked the trail last night and we did our little bird.
I was getting ready to ask you if you were going to tell them that we totally tried to call them.
We did because they answer us. And I know that sounds super crazy. He's just having a feast on that goat poop over there.
It's good for him. I think.
They actually will answer us whenever we come out at night and they do a little chirp, 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 chirp. They at least let us know where they are.
No, you're right. And they get that little
yeah.
There's like this little
super calm.
That was pretty good, wasn't it?
That was really good.
We're not crazy. Maybe. Yeah.
So anyway, we still don't know where they're sleeping, but we're gonna handle this situation a little bit different than we did the last time.
Greedily. That's the word I'm using. We're gonna do this one greedily.
There you go.
We're gonna be greedy.
So the dozen that are over there on the ground, I'm gonna collect them and wash them and we're gonna eat them.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what they taste like. We're gonna compare them to chicken eggs, give some to, I don't like the idea of giving our dogs raw eggs just because it doesn't seem to settle with their bellies very well. But I will tell you, I scrambled up some egg.
You griddled them? She did something with some eggs.
I scrambled up that egg that Bruno took out of the nest for him and let him have it scrambled and cooked. He loved it. He ate the whole thing. So.
And just so you know, Hercules and Nala were not left out. We have some of my dad's chicken eggs, so she also scrambled an egg for each one of them.
You know.
Now they all smell the Blackstone every time they're over there. Like, hey, you got more of them eggs?
Oh, are you gonna go for the goat poo now? So this 2 dozen that are sitting over here, we're not gonna collect all of them, but we are gonna take a few at a time and continue counting them. I'm gonna put today's date on them so that we know which eggs are the oldest, and we're talking about taking some of them and incubating them so that we can have more guineas running around here.
Yep. The tick population is unbearable. It's worse than it has been the last couple years. I think, we didn't have quite as cold a winter or for as long a time as we have years past.
It was cold. It was super, super cold. It just didn't stay cold.
It wasn't persist. It wasn't persist. Our talking's good today. It wasn't super consistent.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that normally, kills ticks off or just makes them try to find another place or what. I don't know. But with the 7 guineas that we have and losing our 3 turkeys, I have to admit, I'm still pulling ticks off every single day
Oh my gosh.
of myself.
It's bad.
And we do
Bad, bad.
tick checks on all the animals a million times throughout the day. And you know, it makes sense. We kind of have a piece of land that is conducive to ticks,
Yeah.
but I don't know, got to build that bird herd up. I want my bird army out here. I want them eating. But we're going to find out if different generations of guineas can get along. Do they become one big bird herd, or do we have like packs now? We have the original 7, and then we'll have, you know, however many more I can get Shannon to let me have. I don't know. We're gonna
I'm not
find
really
out.
limiting you on the guineas.
But your point is, with the first nest, we were like, you
Let's
know,
see what happens.
we were the newbies that we are, and we're like, we're just gonna let it go, you know, and it just kept growing and growing, and I was like, how in the world? And then sure enough, the nature got them.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do that with these.
Nope.
I am pretty certain that they have not even given the 12 over here the time of day since Bruno found them. And then, like I said, last night, if this was the active nest, the one that I found yesterday, they would have been sleeping by it. They would have been protecting it, but they were not in the run. They were not down there in the tree they had been. They were not on the backside.
They weren't all along this
We
tree
walked
line
the
right
whole
here.
trail. We brought Nala out with us. She usually tattles on them and lets us know where they are. They're watching us now up by this nest though.
They're making their way up here by it.
Well, and that's, you know, 24 eggs. So that'd be a little, goodness gracious.
I'm leaving all this in here.
So that would be about a week's worth of laying that they were doing over here. And I can't say that I recall a week's worth of days that I noticed them over there. He must be up to something no good because she's enjoying herself watching them. Bruno, what are you doing, bud? You're gonna get in trouble.
What are you doing in there? You know you're not supposed to be in there. Come on, man.
I'm a bird. Burr, burr,
You're a goat
burr,
dog,
burr.
a bird dog,
How many ticks do you guys pick up?
all of them.
Hey, I just have to mention, well, for one, he's got something gross on him. Ugh,
Oh, lovely.
You goober. I have to mention, guys, what you're witnessing right here, this is the first day they have successfully been together this much. We did take them on the trail one day, and they did pretty well, but
Bruno has to be on a leash.
he had to be on a leash, and he tries to hug her. He tries to get up in her face every single time. We have really been consistent with the e-collar training the last, I don't know how many days, and just making the sound has been fantastic with him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's been corrected a couple of times. That's how he knows what the sound means.
Well,
But he's so smart.
Oh my
He
gosh.
decides when to disobey.
Yes.
But the e-collar helps us decide when that's not okay. Bruno,
Nala, Bruno, come on. Come on, guys, get out of there. Thank you. Good girl, Nala. Good boy, Bruno. So my dad brought over some logs the other day that he had cut up on his property. He doesn't have a need for firewood, so he said, hey, if I bring these over, do you guys want to chop them up for firewood? Great, sure, no problem. Bruno stayed with me the whole time. So Kyle used the tractor to get him off of his trailer. They were working together, and I am so proud of Bruno because he was maybe, you know, 6 to 10 feet away from me or right next to me the whole time, and he did so good. He listened. He had his e-collar on. So it's a little bit of progress every day, but I will tell you one thing. Hercules doesn't seem to notice that we're the ones shocking him whenever he has to be corrected.
no, he does not.
Bruno watches our hands, at least with me.
Yeah.
He watches my hands and he knows when I'm pushing that button. So he's smart. He's figuring it out.
Yeah. Yeah, Herc, honestly, like, I had to introduce vocal commands to him because being our livestock guardian dog, I didn't want to overtrain him, more or less. I didn't want to train out of him what I knew he could do naturally, which was protect the animals, and he did great. That was partially my mistake, so calling him off when he got a little rowdy or whatever was a problem, and that's what introduced the e-collar that I totally used to be against. Hey, that may be their laying sound. I want to see if that's one of the boys or the
Here.
hens. So the birds have made
Bruno,
their
leave it.
way up here. Partially probably because they know we're up here and the dogs are here. But that was some pretty unique sounds coming out. Hey, we're gonna stay back, okay? Good girl, stay right there. You can do it. I believe, are you a hen or are you a him? Are you protecting or are you laying? I hate to bother you. Not sure if the camera's getting it, but man, do we have any lavender males, babe?
What, baby?
Do we have any lavender males, or are they all the pearls?
I think all the pearls are the males and the lavenders are the females.
Well, then I think this is a hen, and I think what we just heard was her laying sounds.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's giving me the stink eye, though. I don't want to
She's like, get away from me. I'm trying to lay an egg right now.
Too terribly close. See, that's one of the males that just ran in there. You can tell now that they're a little bit older. He's bigger. They're thick. Look at his back, that big. See how he keeps his wings up a little bit, and of course his facial features are more prominent. Golly, they're fast.
Bruno pushed him out into the woods over there. You see him on the logs.
Yep, and that's another male right there on the logs. So those two are definitely males. That's another male right there. You can see.
Bruno,
hey, bud,
leave it.
Leave it.
Good, leave it. Good boy.
Good boy. So that's two males and a hen. Could be making that up. I don't know. They don't have names.
Well, the only one that's a name is Gray.
Yeah, Gray. And we came up with that one. I mean, that was.
I mean, you know, super creative.
Yeah, oh, he's Gray. Let's call him Gray. Okay. So it's fascinating, guys. And I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on him today because the fact that there's a male out there.
That's gotta be the sound.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure it out.
Well, she kind of made the nighttime sound too at the tail end of it. I don't know if our mics are picking it up quite as well as we're hearing it, but there's even still she's got some little follow-up chirps. Now, some of that is also her talking to the other guineas. If that's not a her, if that's a male and he's just protecting the nest, they just kind of communicate with one another.
That was dramatic.
You got guinea poo on your leg, dude.
He says, I'm saving it for later.
Gross.
Let's walk down and get him down to the pool.
I cannot believe that I cuddle with that guy as much as I do.
He's gross.
I am. All right, guys, so that's your guinea update. We'll keep you guys in the know, of course. We're excited that we at least know where 36 are, eggs that is.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up that dozen over there.
Yeah, when they're not over here, we'll come back and inspect this area and just to make sure there's not another nest over here. I think they did the same thing with the original nest. They stay about 30, 40, 50 feet away.
Yeah.
It's almost like to say to predators, like, hey, the bird, we're over here, over here, to keep things away from the nest.
Yeah.
And that's totally making that up, but I think it's real.
I think it's real.
Chad
I spend a lot of time watching these birds.
Yeah, well, watching them, talking to them, loving them, petting them, saving them, it's everything we can do. But Chad did say we text and talked quite a bit about the well, his pressure tank, his pressure switch. And thanks to awesome Superman Aquaman Rob and Shannon's dad, I have a very good understanding of how well systems work now. I just have a problem, and so when I start researching things, that's what I do.
I did think it was kind of funny that he called you Encyclopedia Britannica, Kyle.
You know what? Growing up, my grandparents, guys, this is before Google and internet and all that stuff, that's, 38 years old. That's what our childhood was like. My grandparents, my mom's folks, had a full set of encyclopedias, and you better believe one form of entertainment for me was picking those things up and reading them.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
You read encyclopedias?
For fun. You got to pick a letter and just learn about everything that starts with that letter.
You are so weird.
I know.
I love you so much.
Hey, I also felt bad for my grandparents. I knew my brothers weren't going to read them. I'm like, well, somebody's got to put them to good use.
You spent all this money on these books, so I'm going to read them. Is that what you thought?
Actually, it was just that I loved the information. I couldn't Google things back then.
Okay.
There was no internet. There wasn't even a thing.
That's funny. Hey, I'm putting all up real quick.
All right, princess.
You ready to go up? You're warm, aren't you?
You've been out quite a while, huh?
I'm proud of you. Go on, babe. Good girl, Bruno.
She doesn't need help, big guy. I could help a little bit. Atta girl.
Good girl, no bear.
I know
we'll
it
be back
still
in shortly.
Looks like a struggle for her to go up those stairs.
Back up.
Because it is, because she has arthritis.
Hey, say
but
goodbye.
The fact that there's so much longer and deeper per stair, she can take her time like that and get in safely. It makes us happy. Plus, we love the stairs.
Oh my gosh, I love these stairs.
And Bruno loves them too, don't you, buddy?
Let's go get in your pool, man. Let's wash some of that poo off.
By the way, that deck correct stuff that I painted on here with the texture has been awesome. Very, very pleased with that. You see how my 2 leaders, Mr. Spruce and Ouija, see they're up in this nursery, because this nursery where Herc eats and hangs out primarily, it is not soppy up there. It stays dry. Are you cooling off, big fella?
I love watching him drink from the hose.
He's the only one that does that. Herc doesn't want to get sprayed. Nala definitely doesn't want to get sprayed. This guy lives for it. Get it, buddy, get it. Get every drop. Yes, the e-collar is waterproof. Somebody's gonna ask.
Well, we gotta rinse them out.
Well, help, Mom.
Fresh water. Everybody gotta have fresh water.
Wait. Here, I'll go back over here. No, okay.
That cold water feels good, doesn't it?
I mean, couldn't care less. It's just a full blast to the face.
He loves it.
It's splashing off so hard, it's coming all the way over here.
Yeah. I usually get soaked myself whenever he drinks from the hose.
It's actually pretty funny that he keeps his feet in both of them. Good boy. Get your big old drink.
So you guys learned last year that Kyle and I don't give each other birthday presents. But I did buy something for Kyle this year that was a complete surprise to him. And he actually told me, he's got the zoomies now.
Zoom, 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 zoom.
He went that way.
I hear. Come on, Bruno.
You're so fast.
Attaboy.
You're so fast.
Did you dry it off? We wore him out. Favorite thing about time with that puppy. Toward the end, to see him worn out. I know he'll go back in his crate just fine and nap for however long we need him to.
So I bought something for Kyle, and I really would love it if he would show you what it is. So here's your birthday present.
I didn't know you brought it out.
When I gave it to him, Kyle was like, my parents and brothers are not gonna believe that you got me a noisemaker.
I was just getting ready to say, as if I'm not already annoying enough and make enough weird random sounds on my own, she got me a harmonica. She didn't know that when I was a kid, I actually got a harmonica in a how-to book and kind of fiddled with it. I was a kid, I wasn't super invested, so I can fake play. It sounds okay, and I thought I would test my limits to see how much Shannon regretted giving me this the other night. So when we took care of Bruno for the last time of the day, I played some songs for everybody, and she did eventually get to the point where she's like, all right, I think that's enough harmonica for tonight. I was like, all right. So
I just thought it would be perfect for you to, you know, you make up songs all the time.
I do.
I thought you could just add some music to it.
I practiced while you weren't here yesterday.
You're not even gonna play it for everybody?
Ooh, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. Not yet. I just ad-lib it the whole way through. I mean, I just pick my own tune and I just and do my thing, but I'll see if I can actually put something together that you might be able to call music-ish.
Guys, make sure you comment below and say, Kyle, play your harmonica for us. Just tell him he needs to play his harmonica for you guys.
I thought it was very cool. She had mentioned, she's like, hey, I had a random idea for you. I think I'm just gonna order it. It's pretty inexpensive. And I said, hey, buy me something? Sure. So I didn't stop her, but boy, I was thoroughly surprised when it was a harmonica. And I kind of thought she was going to give it to me and then I'd blow on it and it wouldn't work, like the reeds were missing and it was a joke harmonica or something. No, it's real. It makes the sounds, middle C. Perfect. Love it. Thanks.
I love it. I think it's fun.
So I'm going to practice a little bit and I might play you guys a song because you know you want to hear that. Maybe just a short.
You may play one song and they all comment and like, don't
never do that again.
Never, ever again.
That's kind of how I think I would be if I were watching myself try to play a harmonica.
Hey, just a quick update. We got the T-posts in. So now all we need is the fencing and that should be delivered tomorrow by someone special. Super excited. Garden's coming along. Almost ready to start moving plants outside.
I'm not gonna let you leave that at that.
I am.
Guys, monumental moment. Guess who drove these T-posts? Not me. My buff wife back there. Look at these, look at it. And look, I said, hey, can we straight? I mean,
I did what Kyle told me
killed
to do. I put the string in the stakes and da-da-da-da-da-da. I can't say I was real great at it.
That's
but
how she hears what I tell her to do. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, I do overdo things a little bit. We all know that. But regardless of that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 T-posts.
And a gate.
And got the gate with the spit. I'm so proud.
That was not easy. I'm not going to lie about that. That was not easy.
Do you feel the soreness yet?
I felt it a little bit last night and had to use my massage gun, but right now I'm doing okay.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see about tomorrow.
Yeah.
I usually feel a nice little ab and oblique and shoulder fatigue the next day. Shannon's soreness usually takes a little bit longer to set in.
Like 2 days.
So we'll find out how she feels tomorrow or if she can lift her arms. But I was very impressed. And last night when her little lights kicked on in the garden, it just kind of gave it some more dimension. So hopefully here before too long we can get that fully enclosed, keep animals out, and Shannon can start growing some food.
Yeah, my plants are ready to be outside.
Yeah.
Very, very ready to be outside.
Speaking of ready to be outside, our goats are ready to be outside. So we're gonna get them out, let them graze. You saw that in the last video. You'll see it plenty more. They graze all the time.
They do.
But we need to get them out. Bruno's up there rolling around trying to dry off, which I prefer before we put him back in his crate.
He's burning every last bit of energy he has.
Yeah. So big brother, 40-year-old big brother.
Thanks for turning 40 first.
Yeah, I may have more grays than you, or I don't hide them or something. I don't know what the trick is, but my number still has a 3 in the front. I'm just saying.
Rub it in.
I'll have to.
Hey,
That's all I got.
Mine still has a 3 in the front right now too.
I'm not even commenting. So
I'm just happy you turned 40 first, Chad.
big brother, happy birthday. Love
birthday.
you. Happy birthday to me. It's always fun.
Happy birthday.
I'm gonna do as little as possible today, but just enjoy the day.
It's a great idea.
Guys, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. We thank you so much for coming along on this journey with us. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
I'm ready.
He's ready to go
What
inside.
a good boy.
He is.
So proud of him.
You guys ready?
The moment they step foot out of that pen, they stop talking and just start stuffing their faces.